Motoko, the author of A Year in Japan, Folktales, Songs, and Art for the Classroom. Motoko is nationally known for her appearances on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and for her performances at major storytelling festivals across this nation. A Parents' Choice Award-winning artist, she specializes in Asian folk tales, Zen tales, comical tales, and ghost stories of old Japan, which she brings alive with artful movement and mime. She will have students use narrative techniques such as dialogue, description, and pacing to develop experiences and events, or to show the responses of characters in various situations. Motoko.
Why do people tell stories? What does it take to engage our audience or readers? What's the difference between fact and truth? What are the differences, oral language and written? What do folk tales teach us about a culture? These are the essential questions for those of you who do work with essential questions that we keep asking ourselves along with many teachers, students who we work with. This story is from Japan. That's where I grew up. And it has a lot of counting in it in Japanese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Because like I said, this story has a lot of counting in it. And I don't want to do all the counting by myself. I'm going to ask for all of your help to count with me. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in Japan, everybody say Japan.
Japan.
There was a young man, and his name was Gombe. Let me hear you say Gombe.
Gombe.
Gombe's job was to catch geese. He wasn't a hunter, so he wouldn't shoot the geese. I mean, he didn't even have a gun. But he would set up traps and trap the geese. And this catching geese wasn't just Gombe's job, but also it was also his father's job, and it was his grandfather's job, and it was his great-grandfather's job, and it was his great-great-grandfather's job, and it was his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great. You all got the point, right? Never mind. But you see, there was one rule for Gombe. Gombe was supposed to catch only one goose a day. He wasn't supposed to catch, 2 or 3, just one goose a day. So every day, Gombe would go outside and set up one trap, caught one goose, and took the goose to the market to sell. But one day, Gombe said to himself, why do I have to go out there every day and just catch one goose? That's so much trouble, too much work. I don't want to work that hard. Wait a minute. I've got an idea. Why don't I catch 100 geese tomorrow? Then I won't have to work for a while. I can just play around, do nothing, hang out with my friends for 99 days. What do you think? How many people think it's a good idea? Right. Some kids always raise their hands, but most of them are good. They say, no, we should obey the rules and respect tradition. But Gombe thought it was a brilliant idea. So he went ahead and made 100 traps. And the next day, he went out to this big swamp near his house, and he set up all the 100 traps. Now, they were all connected together like one big net. So, he could just pull one end and catch all of them at once. And then Gombe went and hid himself behind the bushes nearby, and he waited for the geese to come. And the geese started coming, and Gombe started to count. Help me count from 1 to 10 in Japanese, remember? 100 geese had come, and they were all caught in the traps. So now Gombe was ready. He jumped out from behind the bush, and he ran over there, and he started to pull all the traps together to catch all of them at once. But when he jumped out from behind the bush, all the geese got scared, and they all flew up into the air at the same time. Let me see you all go like this. And because there were 100 of them put together, they were much stronger than Gombe. Before he knew it, the geese carried Gombe up all the way into the sky. He said, "Oh no!" And he cried and cried and said, "I have caught hundreds of geese in my life, but I never knew how scared a goose felt when they got caught. If I had known how this feels, I wouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it." And he cried and cried some more. Then something strange happened again. You see, when his tears rolled down his cheeks and touched his wings turned into his real arms. And when his tears touched his beak, the beak disappeared, and he had his own face. And when his tears touched his body, all the feathers were gone, and he was human again. And he was able to step out of the trap. And after that, you see, now that Gombe knew how scared the geese felt when they got caught, he never tried to catch another goose. He became a farmer and grew rice and vegetables and lived happily ever after. From grade 2 and up, each student will write their own folktale type story using the Japanese folktale as a model. Okay. So, and what do I do with K and 1? We do group story writing. So the whole classroom will write a story together with my guidance so that it will be a one big story with everybody's ideas in it. Basically, I'll tell the story, and then if it's a residency, of course, I'll take more time. But in a 1-hour classroom workshop, I will talk about the structure of the story that goes beyond the beginning, middle, and end. It has to be a little more than that, the problems, the resolutions, the lessons. We talk extensively about how the problems are solved in folktale type stories. So we talk about problem-solving devices in stories, and also spend some time talking about the morals and lessons. The story you just heard, you know, why did the boy turn into a goose? He turned into a goose to learn Right, learn a lesson, and the lesson is of empathy, to see others, to imagine how others are feeling, seeing things from another person's perspective or point of view is an important lesson that the story offers. And thank you very much.